So, where we left off last week, I was preparing my trailer for winter/fall. Well, rainy season has arrived, and as you can see by this glorious Harbor Freight tarp on my roof, I did not prepare well enough. That's right, kids, I left the caulking the roof till 5 days before the rain. I thought it would cure in, I don't know, a couple days. Wrong. Upon reading the instruction manual, it turns out it needed 2 weeks to dry. I have put myself on the lower echelon of living in a recreational vehicle. Redneck lane? No, no, no. I have veered down the dirt road lined with garbage towards living in a trailer with a tarp on the roof. Today we're gonna go try to fix that. We're gonna build a carport. I don't want to build a carport. I have to build a carport. So join me as we begin the arduous process of building a carport. Run, bitch. Once I was actually able to start my chainsaw, I began the process of cutting down a small forest worth of trees. Here we go! To all of you tree lovers out there, you may find this section of the video fairly triggering. To help offset the sound of my chainsaw shredding the bark of this pristine, untouched forest, I thought I would read some nature quotes. This is my next victim. Pretty big. The true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit. Nelson Henderson. And into the forest I go, to lose my mind and find my soul. John Muir. Okay, well. Yeah, right, that's not gonna happen. I may not be totally competent at getting trees to go exactly where I want them to fall, but I am very good at forcing them to where they're supposed to be with the help of my van Rhonda. Compared with me, a tree is immortal. Sylvia Plath. Yes! Thank you, trees, for providing me shelter for the winter. Your life is going to be appreciated. Once the felling operation was complete, I began preparing my logs for the structure, trimming off the branches, cutting them up, and showcasing for you my most toxic trait of hyper-independence, carrying all of these logs alone when I could have just asked for help and almost throwing my back out in the process. Oh my god. Y'all see that fat stack of logs over there? That's right. I had harvested all of the pillars that I would need for my structure, and it was time to start setting them with concrete. I was feeling unstoppable, like an independent, hard-working woman. A boss babe. All I needed was a pink, rhinestone-encrusted mug from TJ Maxx to prove it to the rest of the world! Alas, I don't got one of those, so my log pile will have to cut it. Now, hopefully you're not actually watching this video with the intent of it being a solid tutorial, because frankly, my friend, this is the wrong place for you. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just going for it, you know? Sending it, brah! Ugh, sorry, my inner mountain biker came out for a second there. Anyway, here's how I put it together. After I got all my logs together, I dug some holes. The holes are about 1 foot deep, which is enough to kind of hold the poles in place. If you wanted to be legit, I would go way deeper than that. But that's okay, because I'm not planning on being here for the rest of my life, hopefully. Predictably, the hardest part of the entire project was raising the barn, if you will, and dealing with these giant trees that I cut down. Nothing better supplements your weekly workout routine than hard manual labor and overhead pressing logs that weigh as much as you do. I'm eyeballing this whole thing. But by the time I was about finished with the project, I remembered to adopt the "work smart, not hard" motto. Oh yeah, baby. And I grabbed a hand truck instead of struggling. That's the way to do it. That's pretty good. Up she goes. Better late than never, I suppose. Once each log was upright and secured with its little support stick, I began the concreting process. I used Quikrete for this project because it's quick and easy. If you happen to be familiar with one of my favorite food staples, instant mashed potatoes. Don't you dare judge me, they're delicious and you know it! Anyway, you prepare Quikrete the same way. You add the powder into the bowl or the hole and you mix it up, give it a good pat, and call it a day. With the poles looking upright and sturdy, it was time to chop them off to the right length. I used my handy dandy chalk line and a level to mark the heights that the logs need to get trimmed to. This is probably the most dangerous part of the process. And then I whipped out my handy dandy chainsaw and set to trimming off all of the poles while trying to simultaneously not fall off the extension ladder. And then it was time to put up the beams. This part is pretty self-explanatory, so since I'm busy working, let's take a moment to roast all of the outfits I have on in this video. They're so bad that even watching this, I am cringing. Number 1, camo. Number 2, rain gear. Number 3, my hat from Fox Racing that looks like it's from Fox News. I look so redneck, it is offensive. Because it's not just the rain gear or just the Fox News hat, but the fact that I'm spending this entire video cutting down trees and also living in a trailer. Who am I? How am I able to go from this to this to this within a span of 6 hours? It doesn't make sense. I'm having an identity crisis. Ah! And don't worry, there is nothing that pairs better with an identity crisis than going shopping. Except I didn't go shopping for clothes, I went shopping for reclaimed metal.
It's rustic, baby!
And this time I enlisted my father to help me. So thanks, Dad! And best of all, hidden alongside the rusty pile of metal, I found my identity. I'm just a Callie, so have fun boxing that into one niche. Dusty is hard at work destroying a chunk of wood. And I was hard at work building an incredibly flimsy roof that I later took completely apart and rebuilt. Just like your ex-wife, I needed some thicker wood, so I went on the hunt to find some fresh, new, fat poles. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry. I know that it's a little too close to home, but I couldn't help myself. It's dangerous when there's no one around to take the microphone away from me, or the camera for that matter. But I should say, if you've actually made it this far into the video without getting offended, you're the real deal. Or worse, you're just my parents, which makes this even more awkward. So, cue the chainsaw. Now we're just gonna start notching all of the logs so everything fits together snugly and beautifully, like a lovely log cabin in the woods. Or the cabin filled with logs where your ex-wife is at. Oh my god! Callie, stop! Yes! Today's project is to strengthen the structure with support beams. Support beams. Need a bunch of them about this size. Basically, I just gathered a bunch of skinnier logs to use for the support beams, and these are screwed in at a 45-degree angle. I kind of flattened the spots with a chainsaw. Looks pretty good. Simple, rustic, beautiful. Alas, it was finally time for the roof to be roofed. I was mostly stoked for this part because I was getting to do a roofing project not in the middle of July. You know how whenever you have to do roof work, it's usually super hot out and it's a little sneak peek of what it's going to be like when you're burning in hell. But lucky for me, it was a balmy 40 degrees, so I was able to whip that roof together real fast. And even better, I decided to fully abandon my toxic trait and not only ask for help once, but twice in this video. Thanks for the help, Taylor. Since the roof took about 30 minutes to finish with an extra set of hands, we decided to go mountain biking, and I stopped filming for the rest of the day. There's nothing like a sunset bike ride that makes me and my puppy happy. Time to do a little trimming. After a refreshing bike ride the next day, I got to work finishing up the structure, wrapping up all the loose ends, and making it look Instagram approved. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Yeah, baby. My masterpiece is complete. And this, my friends, is the most satisfying moment of any construction project. When you get to sweep away all of the sawdust and reveal your clean, tidy masterpiece for all the world to see. Okay, actually it might be putting lights on it and decorating, but either way. I put lights on it 'cause I'm basic. Almost fell over. It's done! Finally. That's right, everybody. In less than 3 weeks, I completed this structure from start to finish with just my bare hands, a chainsaw, and some basic tools. I'm gonna be mildew-free this winter, and the cozy cone is gonna be cozier than ever. And once again, I've narrowly avoided being labeled as white trash. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another exciting video or adventure. What the? That was a Prius. Dusty has become soft. She is afraid of the rain and she just wants to lay in her bed. Look at you! I've got my beautiful woods chic rain gear on.